Hi guys, we thank God for another day. If you wake up this morning very good and sound, then you have to thank God for the great things He's doing. Be grateful for your life today and thank the Almighty One, for He deserves to be thanked. Today I want to show you how to plant tomatoes, how I plant my okras, and also how I spread my compost in my garden. These are my tomatoes seedlings. I threw these tomatoes in the garden about 3 weeks ago, and they've grown enough to be transplanted. So I want to get them and go and plant them where I used to plant my tomatoes, in the breaks. If you have tomatoes in your garden that you want to transplant, don't wait till they have flowers before you transplant them. When you do that, they won't have more fruit as you need. You have to transplant them before they start having flowers. So I think those are big enough, growing enough for me to transplant them today. Here we are where I plant my tomatoes. I have these braids that I got from Home Depot, and I line them close to the fence all the way to the end of the fence, and that's where I plant my tomatoes. They have holes in them, so I put those sticks in here to support those sticks, green sticks you see in there. I put them in there to support my tomatoes when they are growing. So in each, they have two holes in each break, and in each hole I plant one tomato seedling. So that's what I would do. I first dig a hole. Since I have soil in them already, I already fill them with soil, so I just dig a hole in there. And planting tomatoes, you have to plant a little bit deep, all the way to the middle of the stem. If you have some leaves close down to the stem, you can prog those leaves out, so that you can plant all the way to the middle of the stem. So with this one, I'll just put water in here. As usual, I have to make my soil soft a little bit before I plant, so that in the morning, even if I don't put water on it, it will still have water in there. And I use my fingers to make hole in there, and I put the tomatoes in there. So you can see that the tomatoes are in the soil. The soil cover all the way to the middle, because tomatoes, they grow taller, so you have to cover all the way to the stem so that the roots will be deeper. So that's how I do my tomato plant, and I'll plant in each hole all the way down there. if you have tomato plant that is very long like this, then you have to prune these leaves over here. When you prune your tomato, they grow more bigger, so it doesn't matter. You can still prune those leaves down, the first leaves, if your tomato is very long like this. So you prune the first leaves before you plant it. And also, if you are planting and you have some soil that have sticks inside, like those, like this one, I have some wood chips inside there, because where I took the soil from, there was a red wood chips. So you have to take all those red wood chips out, because these ones, they take long time to get rotten, so you don't need them in your soil. So in case where you're planting have some stones with the red wood chips, and those wood chips that they put color on them, you have to take all those out. So I put my fingers in there, make sure I bring out all those sticks before I plant my tomatoes. And it doesn't matter wherever you planting, if it's on the ground in your or in the bed, you can still do the same thing. Where the particular place that you plant, make sure the soil doesn't have too much sticks in there. With that, the roots will be okay to grow all the way down. Michaela want to plant one of the tomatoes. Yeah, she's trying to learn how to plant. So she have one tomatoes, yeah, in there. Okay, mommy, put the soil around it. Did you put it around it? Make sure you put more soil, mama. Make sure you put more soil around it. Hold it with the other hand. Hold the tomatoes and put the soil. Yeah. Okay, I'll hold it for you. And you put the soil around it. Make sure it's at the middle of the brick, so that the roots will not grow or close to the brick. Okay, put more soil, mommy. Put more soil, so to the middle. Feel it. Can you feel it, mama? You put more soil like that. Mommy, you have to learn more, right? So that when you grow, you can do your own garden. As you helping me now, you can do your own garden. Great job, mama. You want to spread a little bit of water on it. Yeah. Okay. Great job, mama. Mommy, okay. The tomatoes that you planted, you put stick close to it, so that you take care of that tomatoes, okay? And we see how it will grow. Yeah, Michaela is learning, though, and she did a great job. Yeah, I'm trying to teach them how to do garden. Yeah, so that when they grow up and buy their own house, they can do their own backyard garden. And you can do that to your kids. If you have a garden, teach them how to do the garden, plant stuff. Mommy, be careful. I planted eggplant over there. Be careful you don't step on them. Yeah, be careful. When you're walking, make sure you look down. Make sure you don't step.
What kind of plant is
That's the eggplant that I was talking about. I have my okra seedlings here that I want to plant, and the same way I did to the pepper plant, I'm gonna do to the okra. So I dig the hole, and I put a little bit water on it, yeah, to soak the soil. Then you just make the hole, and you put your plant in there. Put a little bit soil around it. Then you can put the mulch all over around it. Don't forget to spread water on it after planting, so that they will have water on them for the night. Then in the morning you can put water on them. So this is how I planted my okra seedlings, and I have a couple of them right here that I already planted. If you want to plant okra, yeah, they grow very fast. You see them harvest in a month. Okras are one of the vegetables that grow very fast. So if you like okras, then this is the right time to plant them. And I have some okra seed that I planted, so I want to show you. This is how you plant the seed. I planted these ones, and this is the okra seed. So with the okra seed, you just put them, when you don't dig the soil too deep if you want to plant okra seed, because when you do them deep they will not germinate. For okras, that's one thing I noticed about okras. If you want to plant them from seed, you have to just dig the soil a little bit light like that, then put the seed in there. Don't make it deep. When you dig it deep, like you planting any other seed, they will not germinate. So if your soil is sandy, just use your fingers to spread the sand around, just like this. Then you put your seed in there, and after putting the seed, please don't put too much soil on the seed. You can have a little bit soil like this and spread them on it. Even if there is no soil on okra seed, it will still germinate. When there is water on it, it will still germinate. They don't need too much soil on them. When they are deep in the soil, they don't come out. So normally that's what I do. I put the seed right there, and then I will put some of the roots, like I digged out on it, because the bears, when they see the seed, or they take the seed away. So I normally put this on my seed. But if you don't have that problem in your garden with the bears, then you fine. Just spread a little bit of soil on it, and you can put water on it, because they need water to germinate. So just put water, a little bit water on it like this, then they will germinate in maybe like less than a week. They will germinate, depending on where you live. Yeah, and when the rain falls they germinate faster. So you can put, if there is no rainfall, you can put water on them every day, then they will germinate. So this is how I plant my okra seed too. Here are my 2 compost bins. These are trash cans that are bought to keep all my foodstuffs from my house, and grass, leaves, and other things that I can use for my homemade compost. So this one is ready to use. I put some plantain peels, banana peels, like everything you have in your house, you can dump them in there. So that's what I did. And I usually put some of my green grass inside. So I have some green grass in my compost bin. I'll do a video and show you how you can make your own compost bin and how you can make your own compost. So this is ready to use. This bin is ready to use. The other one is still in process, so I'm not going to use this today. I have to use this one because that one is ready. So what I do is to put this all over my land. You can dig the ground and dump them in there and cover it, or you can just spread it on the land. So I will show you today how I put this on my land. So this is ready. As you can see, you can't even see any peel in there. They are all mixed. If you have onions peel, you have like anything, watermelon peels, like fruits, everything, just dump them in there. So I will show you how to do one, but this is ready. I want to put it on my land today because I have 2 beds that are ready to plant. So I will dump them on it and spread it out. I left this compost for some months now. I started doing this during the winter, so they have been here for like some months and it's ready to be used now. So if you have your finished compost, that's how it will look like. Yeah, I'm done digging it now. I have to carry it to the land where I want to put it. This is the bed I created to put the compost. I have these 2 beds. The ones that I had the carrot on it, yeah, I created, but I still left some of the carrot seed on it, the flowers. So I want to put all the compost over here. I use this compost in my garden. That's my homemade compost, and I use the mulch and then animal manure. So as I said before, I don't use any fertilizer in my garden. This is how I do my garden, and you can do the same thing. If you want to live healthy, eat your healthy vegetables and fruit, then you don't have to put fertilizer. A lot of fertilizer in your garden. Leave the plant to grow on their own with organic manure and all those stuff. I normally spread the compost on the land when I want to plant, but this time I want to put it in the hole, so I dig a big hole right here that will dump the compost in there. I'll just put some of the compost in there. And cover it with the soil. And I want to do this in each bed. I'll do this, about 2 of this on each bed before I plant. I'm digging the ground to put this inside, because this time I don't want it to smell out here. So that's why I plan to dig the ground, so when you cover it, then you can smell it. So this is how I will do it this year, and see how that will work. Because normally, if you don't even want to do the compost, put it in the bin, you can dig a hole in your garden and put all those food scraps from your house in there, and they will still turn into compost. I have 2 big holes on this bed, and I will do the same thing on the other bed too. Yeah, I've covered it, and that's how it looks like. Now I'll just plant my stuff on it all over the bed. The worms will be busy in there, so as the worms eat it, then your garden will have all that nutrients. I'm done with the 2 bed, and I have some of the compost left, so I want to spread it out here like I used to do before. And just put it on the soil and use your hoe, this part of your hoe, to spread it out. Spread it all over the land. I have some eggplants over here, so I don't want the compost on my plant. You have to be careful when you're spreading your compost. If you have some plants in there, you have to put it a little bit away from the plant, so because they can burn your plant. So you have to put it a little bit away like that. This is the plant, and you can put your soil right there around the plant, but don't let it get on the stem. You gotta put it away from the stem. Or you can also, if you have a plant big like this, you can dig all around the plant. You can dig all, but make sure you don't dig the roots of the plant. Just dig the soil around the plant. So this is how it will look like. I I've dig all around the plant, a little bit deeper, and the plant is over here. I have all this side of the soil digged out. So what I do is to pull the compost in where I dig the soil out all around the plants. This is how it will look like when you put your compost around your plant. And you can do this normally when you don't have a lot of plants. But I have about more than 100 plants in my garden, so I can't do this to each plant. So I normally spread it out, but I make sure, like I did this one, but I make sure it doesn't touch the stem of the plant. So after doing it this way, then you can put the soil on the compost. So the soil that you digged out, you put it back on the compost. So this is like you feeding your plants with the compost, and they work very well. Yeah, but I don't have enough time to dig around every plant, so normally I spread it out, or I would dig a big hole like I showed you and put the soil in there. I'm done covering, and that's how it will look like. The rest right here, I'll spread it out because this side don't have plants, so I'll just spread it out over here. Then I'll put some of the plants in between them. But right now it doesn't even smell that much because I left it for a long time. When your compost, you do your compost and leave it for some months, they normally don't smell like when they are fresh. This is cow manure. I have this in a bag for a couple of months. I put some of it usually on my land when I'm preparing the land, and now I want to add some to the compost that I did. So what I do is to have a little bit and put it in the same space that I dig around the plant. So after I put the compost, I'll add some of the cow manure to it before I cover it. It's okay if you don't have cow manure, you can still use only the compost. Either way, if you have the cow manure and you don't have the compost, you can use the cow manure. So if you have maybe about 10 plants and you want to dig around them, give it space like I did and dig around like a circle, and then you can put those compost inside and cover it. But if you have a lot of plants like I do, then you can just spread it in there. If you don't want it to smell too, you can dig somewhere in between the plants and bury them down there. If you are watching me from Africa, you can do the same thing. And those who are in Africa are so lucky that they have the good soil, the fertile soil, because over here in America, if you want to do a garden, you spend a lot. You have to buy this, that. If you don't have anyone close to you who have some things that you need in your garden that you can have them for free, you have to go to the store and buy. Even wood chips and all that, you have to buy it from the store. So if you are in Ghana, you are lucky to have most of these things for free, and you can do your backyard garden actually without spending any kobo. So I encourage you guys in Africa, as I'm doing it here. Look at, I'm in America, but I still prefer planting my own vegetables and fruit in the summer. We don't have all year round summer, but we try our best to do garden. So please, if you are in Africa and you feel like you want to plant, do that, because it will help you, and you can plant all year round, so you always have something in your garden. It's not like here that the winter will set in and all our plants will die. So please try as much as possible to do something. You don't have to buy everything from the market, so you can save some of the money, and even at that, you still eat healthy food from your garden. If you plant with all this organic manure, you don't add fertilizer in your garden, then you know for sure that you are eating healthy food. So I will encourage all those in Africa to do your own backyard garden. If you can't do the farm, yeah, it's okay. Just do a small backyard garden, and you always harvest some fresh leaves, vegetables, fruit. And trust me, all those fruit that we do here, the strawberries and all that, you can plant your own strawberries in Africa too. And I will do one video that will show you how you can plant strawberry from seed till harvest. And all that I'm doing is to help you guys to know how you can do your own garden. And most of the things that I know how to plant, I want to show you guys to do the same thing. So please do that, and it will help you a lot, and you will also save money. I don't remember the last time I bought pepper and gardeners, which is eggplant, and most of the things like I plant. Okras, I don't buy them because I save all those things in my freezer for the whole year. So you can do the same. You can do the same, trust me, if you have the time, because gardening takes a lot of time. I know back home you can have people around you who can help you, but over here there's no one to help, so it would take time. But I use it like I'll exercise and have fun when I'm planting. So I just come to my backyard, then I'll just plant and have fun. Anytime, even if it's 30 minutes, I'll spend time at my backyard. So guys, I encourage you to do this. Okay, enjoy my videos and learn how to do your own organic garden. And if you are watching me for the first time, please subscribe to my channel and watch my old videos. We are all learning. We keep learning if you want to do garden. Thank you very much for watching.